All right, welcome. I know when I look at myself on the screen, I'm like, okay, the fashion police might come after me one day. But what I want you to do if you're joining this practice is really just find whatever comfortable clothes you have. So no one else should decide that. By the way, it should be completely up to what feels good on your skin, and that's what I've done today. So that's why I'm dressed up like this, and I feel like wearing a hat too. So, today we're gonna do a lying down meditation. So, it's really slow, and you might, I hope you feel like it since you've pressed play to this one. So, I hope you feel like it. But I also have days where I have to convince myself to do it because I have so many things to do, right? And so, it's so important to remember all the benefits of activating this parasympathetic state of slowing down. And the best way to figure out, to remember those benefits, is really to do it, because then they're just going to pop up and it'll be right there. So, what we'll do in a moment is to basically just lie down, and I won't have different poses. It's really just going to be lying down with your feet on the ground. So, when we lay down, we're going to place our hands on our bellies. And I thought I would say something about that because, well, apropos, I already started talking about beauty ideals, right? Many of us have been in a culture, in an environment that's told us that something is wrong with us, and especially with our, well, with everything. But I'm thinking about the trauma that can come up from even connecting to the belly. And I hope it's not true for you. I hope it's not true for you. But I do know that it is true for many of us that there are so many cultural norms around, yes, something like a beauty ideal. I think that's captures it. Beauty ideals or society's standards for what we're supposed to look like and how we measure what a healthy body is supposed to look like. I mean, I think, because I'm also an astrologer, I think that times are completely changing, shifting, and we're going to cultivate much more sensitivity to diversity and to individual differences, right? So, who you specific are, and this exercise we're going to do, which is so simple, by the way, is really about figuring that out. Or that's maybe not the right term, because figuring out is kind of like thinking about it. It's more like feeling into it. It's that felt sense that we often talk about in therapy. The felt sense, the direct experience of how is it to connect with my body. And some people are better at that during the day. It's more natural for them. And someone like me, not at all. So I need these kind of practices. And that's why I love to share them, because it's been really valuable for me, and it might be for you too. So let's see about it, should we? Let's come down, and I could just tell you to do this, right? I could write this, I could say it on the podcast, because it's so simple you don't even have to look at this. But I also think there's a value to actually doing it together and saying, let's do it together. Okay? So, but you can absolutely ignore the video from here. You could have ignored it from the beginning, really. Lay down as it's comfortable to you. Could be on a bed, could be on a yoga mat like I do. And you have your feet on the ground, okay? So, of course, you can freestyle. I just was sharing about individual differences, and so of course you're free to do your thing. But the way that I guide this, have your feet on the ground and place your hands on the lower belly, the lower abdomen here, And what I'll recommend if you are alone, or if it is sensible where you are, is to actually put your hands on your skin rather than just outside your clothes. I'm still debating with myself whether it's appropriate for me to do it. I don't want the video to be taken down if it's inappropriate that I do it. So let's just imagine, I'm imagining that my hands are actually on my skin, and I recommend that you do that. So place your hands here. And now you start to surrender to the ground. The meditation has officially started. And naturally, when we want to relax the whole body, we start to breathe a little deeper. And really feel the inhale as your belly, as your skin enters your hands. And the exhale as your hands are sinking in to your belly. So this kind of melding together of hands and belly. So let's do that for a little bit until the next instruction. Just breathing and feeling into hands and belly. Okay, now again notice the rest of your body here. As you're lying here, are you relaxed? And could you relax even more into yourself? Like relaxing inside. And then let that inside relaxation affect your body. And I think it's really lovely to have your hands on your direct skin, because it's just connecting you deeper. But wherever they are, they're at such a precious point, at such a beautiful part of your body. But also, for many people, a sensitive part of the body that's been used to, criticism, judgment, especially coming from oneself, judging however this area should look like. And it's not, it's possible to have another opinion about it. I could imagine that we should share another opinion, that it shouldn't be perfect, or even having a different opinion about what is perfect, right? But even though we come at it from this approach and we have our own decisions and our own autonomy around how we look and what we think about how we should look, then we are still embedded in a culture that has this standard, and that's why sometimes we can disagree with the way things should look in a standard. We can disagree with that, and then we can still find ourselves judging from that same standard that we disagree with. Yeah. So just have that in mind if anything comes up. And now the next instruction here is to do a count. To do is put in a break as well. So after the exhale, waiting until the breath just, breathe itself in a way. Like I'm being breathed. And then on the top of the inhale also a little bit, but it doesn't have to be like that. So the main exercise is really the count of 5, in and out. But if you feel like after 5 you're not actually completely ready for the inhale, just wait around a little bit and then let the inhale come. And at the count of 5 you stay on the top of the inhale if it feels okay to you, and exhale, you let that go. I know this is so simple, but I'll tell you that this is one of the primary exercises that has really helped me. Has really helped me into that deeper flow. So let's just do it a couple of more times together here. Relaxing the entire body. Breathing 5 in, 5 out. And connecting to the whole body through this lower energy center, the primary energy center of the body, underneath the navel point. Right. And if you have been doing this with me, this is biased, but I do feel convinced that you'll have had an effect. And noticing the effect of that. So at this point you can keep lying down. It's always nice to just take your time. Right. Use however many moments you need here. But otherwise you can do anything that feels good and prepares you to come up into sitting again. And I'll just end by sitting here. And this deep belly breathing can for sure be done standing and sitting. I just prefer lying down because because I feel so many things can happen as I lie down. I can feel being pulled down by the earth, like sinking into the earth and feeling grounded that way. And I can feel how my hands are really melting downward, whereas if I'm sitting, too many other things are going on for me. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Keep breathing deep. I think we need it to stay sane, at least some of us. So I'll do some breathing alone when you're not watching me. Feels a little bit creepy actually, recording this.